Meeting to order, begin with the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically Nooksack and Lummi tribes, who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. On behalf of everyone here, we want to express our deepest respect and gratitude for our Indigenous neighbors, the Nooksack and Lummi tribes, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. Next is the pledge of allegiance.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The approval of the agenda, any changes to the agenda?
Yeah, the biggest change is that because we're coming off the board retreat, I won't be giving a superintendent's report tonight. And I'll be giving the director of finance report as Brian is absent.
Okay, we'll note that. So with that change, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve agenda. Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good of the order. Next.
Yeah, the biggest piece of the good of the order is that certificated staff came back this week. They have some time in their contract to set up their learning environments. And today also marked the meeting of all of the building leadership teams. So those groups all met on the same day today, and they're kind of starting their launch to the school year, you know, with the first day of school being next Wednesday. So it's all hands on deck right now. Transportation had their bid meeting this week, so routes were developed. Maintenance and Castile has been getting everything prepped. So really the good of the order is everyone just getting ready for school, and everybody's working hard. So we're excited to have the kids back.
Next up, the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda. Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Information from audience. I don't see anyone in the audience. I will note that the board received an email from a parent regarding the change to changing Wednesday to late arrival from early dismissal. And Nick is responding to that on behalf of the district.
Yep.
Information from board. I'll start with you, Jason.
I don't have much, just a lot of high school kids did the Linden Fair the last couple weeks and did really well with FFA stuff, so that's all I have.
I just want to say thanks for the great retreat we just had. I felt like it was really it was awesome. You guys are great. Thank you.
Cool. My wife was here yesterday to help with physicals.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
and another alumni.
Did they get a bunch of kids?
They got a lot of kids.
Oh, good.
Yeah, lots
Good.
and lots of kids here, so you never know who's gonna show up. So.
Yeah, nice.
What a great service.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome. So, thank you.
Everyone's excited for the school year, so things are getting started.
Good.
Yep.
I have no comment tonight.
So first of all, I think several of you may have read it. I drafted comments on behalf of the district for the SEPA process with the DNR timber sale, Little Lily, which is located within our school district. And if it's sold, the minimum bid price would provide almost $300,000 for Mount Baker School District. And so it's actually currently planned to be on the Board of Natural Resources agenda at their September 3rd board meeting. So I've already signed up to provide comments on behalf of the school district along the same line as our SEPA comments. So if we'll see if that's approved, or if it's still on the agenda and approved at the September 3rd board meeting for sale in October. Then, and I think as mentioned before, it's a DNR timber sales generally have a 2-year harvest window. But it's part of the program that Chris Hankey had presented to us of of a, that they have pending about $800,000 of sales within Mount Baker School District. So we'll see how that goes. Really appreciate the Mount Baker admin team meeting we had about a week or so ago. Also was able to watch some of the FFA kids at the fair auction their pigs, and that was, you know, and visit the stalls there. That was great to see. Pretty good participation from our FFA program. It's that particular program, I think, is vital in creating sort of kids learning responsibility, work ethic, carrying through, and being dependable. And I think that it's an educational program at its heart. That was great. Action items. Our first action item is Mount Baker Resolution 232423, authorization to of warrant signature. So, Nick, any comment for that?
No, this is just allows us, since we've changed superintendents, I need to be able to sign our checks. So,
Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve resolution 232423.
Motion to approve resolution 232423. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next up is Mount Baker Resolution 232424, authorization to invest funds.
yep, so this is ability to move money within the county treasurer. So again, the superintendent usually has the ability, as well as this mainly will be Brian's responsibility, but in the event he is absent, I will have the ability to work with the treasurer to make sure there's correct money in the right account.
Any questions on this? Not entertain a motion to approve resolution 232424.
Motion to approve resolution 232424. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And the last action item, Mount Baker Resolution 232425. That's a pretty good number. Signatories for bank accounts.
Yep, so this is different than our warrants. Our warrants are the ones that we produce for, compensation or POs and that kind of stuff. This is more for an account that might need to have a check written from it that I'm able to sign if needed.
Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve resolution 232425.
Motion to approve resolution 232425. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. For reports, Nick we will present the Director of Finance report for Brian.
That is right. Let me share my screen. Again, this is the report for August 2024. So these are balances as of July 31st, because as you guys are familiar, we're a month, about a month behind, but this is how the reporting works. It's whenever we get the information from the county treasurer. So nothing real new here. August is our last month of the fiscal year. So August 31st is the end of the fiscal year. And then Brian and the team will start working on closing the books. So that's just a quick heads up, but here are our cash balances as of July 31st. And the bus will not be delivered by the end of this fiscal year. So yeah, it's, yeah. So
You foretold that one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bus will be delivered in the next fiscal year. Enrollment, as you guys know, the current FTE is, there is no current FTE because we're not in school right now. But last year's annual average FTE was 1505, which is, 29 down from the budget at 1536.
I thought we had reduced our budget.
This was, we did for starting September 1.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So the 1448 budget takes effect September 1.
I got you.
Yep.
Okay.
So this was the Steve Lidgard budget.
Did we ever figure out what happened in March?
No,
No.
just, yeah. Not sure.
It'll be interesting to see March this year or next year.
Yeah, because that went down 15 and then back up like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
which thankfully they take the annual average value or annual
Yeah.
average, which is at 1505. Revenue tracking, so we're projected to collect 32 million this year, and we're, as of July, we've collected about 30 of that 32 million.
Well, any reason to think we wouldn't collect the remainder?
No, I mean, no, I wouldn't think so. I'm curious though, if there's like I think there's a multiplier they use per month based on the apportionment, because some apportionments months are bigger than others.
Right.
So, yeah. Expenditures, we've spent 31 of the expected 34.7 million in projected expenditures. However, what I'm hoping, I mean, that would mean that we're anticipating spending 3 million next, or in the month of August, which, I mean, I'm not sure if that's true or not. So I'm hoping that our course correct this year will take us below our expenditures being less than $34 million. I'm hoping.
That would be great. When would
Yeah.
we find out?
That October 15th.
October.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we'll have some unofficial concepts that we can talk about,
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
but the real number will be
Oh, I
October.
understand,
Yep.
but it'd be nice to know,
Yep.
best guess on that.
Yeah.
When it's available.
Yeah, I know it's a number we're all eager to hear for sure. Revenue, yearly comparison. So blue is last year, orange is the end of is this year. Yeah. Expenditure, this is the one, we're down
Right.
1.3 compared to this time last year. So especially if you take inflation into consideration, that's a lot of hard work by our
Mhm.
staff and some big sacrifices by our teams to ensure that we're spending less than we were last year. It's a team effort.
Yeah, that's a significant
Mm-hmm.
gap there in the
Yeah.
July number.
Revenue to expenditure. So, yeah, I mean, this is a graph we've been monitoring as the year goes by. We had expenditures of 2.9 in July with revenue of 3.5. So it's a positive month for us.
That kind of indicates what you were pointing out in
Mhm.
terms of our final month's expenditure versus the projected revenue
Mhm.
remaining.
And then this is just a different version of that same graph. So revenue over expenditure for the month, which is good, but then revenue under for the year. So what questions?
Any questions?
That'll be the last, well, no, you'll still get August 31st information in September. So that'll be the part where I'll try to do a little preloading that you'll get a monthly report next month, but also we're gonna start talking about a yearly report. So I'm saying this probably as kind of some self-projection because I might get a little confused too when we're talking about just the month of August versus all of this school year. So Brian will start talking about year end versus just that monthly look at August.
Okay, thank you. So there's no superintendent report this evening, so the board discussion, I'd like to discuss the superintendent search consultant. Let's see, I think we have a list of the superintendent search consultants who are active in Washington State. We've had a chance to look that over. Any comments or
Well, I think. Yeah, the Ray and Associates was kind of one that I. Didn't think was gonna, like,
Mhm.
we're gonna narrow it down, talk to two and then have the third. As a backup, so.
Okay.
So we've got 4 consultants that have done the made placements in the past year.
Mhm.
One did 1 placement in Washington State, one did 2, one did 6, and one did 15. So I think
Let's take the one out.
6 and 15.
that's the most active ones.
Yeah.
And then get rid of the least active.
Get rid of
Yeah.
least active for
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Give them a chance to prove their point and why we should pick them and. You know, they want our business, obviously, so give them a chance to make their case and put a proposal together and see who we like.
So given our desired timeframe, which we had communicated to the community, last year, our plan, it would, still remain to, to begin our superintendent search the fall of this year with the goal of completion of being able to hire a superintendent spring of 2025.
Mhm.
That timeline would indicate we should be hiring a superintendent search consultant within basically a month of now, which would, if we used our next school board meeting to solicit presentations from the top 2 consultants, then we could use the last board meeting in September to select the consultant and get that process underway.
Okay.
If that,
The board president will reach out to them and. say-
I think that'd be most appropriate
Get in here.
for me to do that, so I will reach out to, I could reach out to both, Northwest Leadership Association and Hazard Young, Taya and Associates.
Mhm.
And with the idea that our third ranking, in case either one of those was not interested in pursuing it, go to the third ranking for
I know we
For
talked about it
presentation. What's that?
before. I know we talked about it before, but I'm assuming one of the questions that these search consultants would ask us would just be on a high level, you know, what we're looking for, what, a little bit about our school district, so we should just be prepared to answer a couple questions.
Yeah,
Will they ask us stuff or will they just, tell us what they can do for us and then?
I would say a little bit of both.
yeah.
More of them talking about themselves, I would guess.
Right.
They'd want to know
They're
what,
good, they'll ask us.
yeah, they'll want to know.
Yeah. Well, as you can see with this number for both of them, you know, if 6 within the last few years for Hazard and Associates and what did you say, 16 for Northwest Leadership? They've been through this rodeo before, so.
Right, and with schools of similar size to
Yeah.
us,
Right,
right, so it's not just that they're serving all big districts.
yeah, all of these listed for both of those are really our peers size-wise.
And then just to clarify too, of the 4 options that we looked at, these represent all the consultants that have worked to help hire superintendents in Washington State. So
In
we
the
looked
last
at
year.
all of, in last year, so we looked at all the
Mhm.
available possibilities.
Right.
And we're narrowing it down to the top 2 to get proposals from.
Good, I don't,
And I clarify that, so that meeting, we're gonna have them, the public will be able to hear their questions to us and answers from
Right.
us.
yeah, it wouldn't, there'll be time down the road for public input on the
Yeah.
superintendent, where the superintendent search consultant will carry out a public process. So this is merely for the board to choose a superintendent. search
Yeah.
consultant and then work with that consultant to create a timeline for public and staff input in the process. So,
But they would come to our September 12th meeting, which is a public meeting anyway, so then.
They can hear.
yeah, but people can hear it or listen to
I think it's good for them to
to
hear it. you
Yeah,
know, they
oh,
can-
for sure.
the
So
recording.
would we do well, hopefully we could get both of them here on the same day. Cause I guess that would change it. So whether or not we get both of the presentations and then we could have executive session and then come back and make a decision, or would we wait
I'm
until
thinking that we should
the 26th?
we should make the decision the following meeting in case we want some follow-up questions or further
Okay.
further reference or anything of that nature. So
Or not, in the case that people want in public comment to say what they think about what they heard.
no, so I think if we
Well-
did,
Public comment usually comes before, but I guess we could.
yeah, but see, but if
We could-
you wait one meeting, then you could have public comment at the beginning of the second meeting.
Right,
And our
right.
decision coming later in that
Right.
meeting is one of
And
the action
emails in
items.
between.
Yeah.
Right, so people could say, I really liked how this consultant
Yeah.
said blah, da, da, da.
Yeah, and that gives the community to reach out to us if they
Mm-hmm.
don't wanna, can't talk or don't want to, right?
Yeah.
So by the 26th.
So, and then I think as far as a presentation, I think we should offer the option of either in person or Zoom presentation.
Can we, oh yeah, they could just come to our, I was like, can we do a Zoom while we do a Zoom? But I guess they could just.
Same
come to
Zoom.
our Zoom.
Same Zoom.
It'd be the same technology that we
Everybody's Zooming.
use if we're having to attend remotely.
No.
No, I mean, so
It's been
we're
a long
doing,
day, you
no,
guys.
but we're doing webinars for everyone else, but this
Sure,
would
sure,
be, they would be
Right.
a
Oh, right, they'd be a panelist instead of.
panelist,
Yeah,
Correct.
so
yeah.
Okay.
Tammy can handle that, so.
And so once we've got a search consultant chosen, we will work with them as expediently as possible to nail down a timeline and
Yeah.
share that out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
A more detailed timeline, obviously. we don't
Well,
lose-
yeah,
yes.
they'll lay it out, all right.
Yes.
Great.
and I don't, this, I don't think we have to vote on this, I'll just reach out and then try to get them both firms represented here at our next board meeting, September 12th.
Gee, sounds good.
So, good. So meeting schedule, we have August 26th, all staff meeting, 8 to 9 a.m. in the high school auditorium. And as all board members are welcome to attend, and hopefully we'll all be able to be there. And I think, Tammy, you can advertise that as a board meeting. We won't be discussing any business, we won't have any agenda, but we will all be in attendance at that event. Or as many of us who can be. And then after that, our next board meeting is September 12th. We have no executive session, so we're adjourned. Let me see here.
But
There's your time.
Stop recording.
24 minutes.
wow.
They'll-